In this episode, I go over my top 10 picks for New Comic Book Day coming out January 12th, 2022. What's going on, everybody? Justin here, aka No Good Comics, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going over my top 10 picks, as usual, for New Comic Book Day coming out next week, January 12th, 2022. Can't believe we're already into the new year, but it's been going well so far, and I hope it's been going well for you as well. Before we get into it, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and drop a comment in the comment section below. Always would love to hear what your thoughts are of this list, and if you have any recommendations, I'm always down to hear them as well. I'm going to jump right into the list this time, and of course, we're going to kick it off with number 10 on the list, which is Harley Quinn, the Eat, Bang, Kill tour, which actually has not been on my list since issue number 1. It's really because I just haven't had time to read it, but I thought maybe now would be a good time to kind of binge and catch up all the way through. I talked about it, I guess 4.5 months ago, when issue 1 first came out. And I mentioned before that it's T. Franklin. I had really enjoyed a lot of her work that she's done from 2 years ago. It's been 2 years now. Man, and then the main title that escapes me, Juke Joints. That's when I first discovered the writer T. Franklin. She's also done, I didn't realize she just put out the 'Tis the Season to be Freezin', which I saw that one shot that DC put out there. So that's cool. I didn't realize she was the author of that. But I liked her, what she did with Juke Joints, and definitely was looking forward to this. Like I said, just kind of pushed it off as I've been trying to catch up on a bunch of other things at the same time. But I think that this is a series that could be good, especially with binging. And obviously it's Harley Quinn, so I'm all about it. So that's going to be my number 10 pick of the week, the Harley Quinn Eat, Bang, Kill tour, issue number 5. Let's see, going into my number 9 pick. It is a Vault Comics issue number 1. It's We Ride Titans issue number 1. I don't really know too much about it other than the writer is Tress Dean. The artwork is Sebastian Perez. And it just looks cool. Obviously about kaijus. I am not the biggest fan of stories with kaijus, but I definitely have given them a shot in the past, and this is something that I want to explore as it is a Vault Comics issue number 1. And I say this every video, but I'm always down to explore indies that are issue number 1 titles from a lot of these these great indie publishers. So I'm going to leave it at that, but that's going to be my number 9 pick of the week, We Ride Titans issue number 1 by Vault Comics. All right, going into my number 8 pick, it's going to be an Image number 1. It's technically a number 1, but I know it's a tie-in to everything else. It's the Scorched issue number 1, and this is an all-new issue by Todd McFarlane and his super team that he's put together since the middle of last year. So I know this ties in with Spawn and everything else. I've kind of held off on Spawn because I started to read some of King Spawn, and I enjoyed what I was reading, but I still felt a little lost. And ultimately, I feel like I need to be able to read, I guess, all of these family, these issues that tie in together. So it also, the thing that really caught my attention, this cover here is badass. Definitely something that I want to at least give a shot to. I'll read the first issue. It's kind of what I've been doing with some of the Spawn stuff, and go from there. So the writer here specifically is Sean Lewis. Artist is Steven Segovia. And let's see, cover is Puppeteer Lee. Interesting. Okay. Great cover. Really great cover. So yeah, again, don't know much else about this character as I am not the biggest Spawn fan. Haven't really explored a lot of that area yet. But I definitely plan to at some point. Trav, if you're watching this, I think of you, brother. So yeah, with that being said, it's going to be my number 8 pick of the week, The Scorched issue number 1. And as we get into number 7, I can't believe that this is out already, but it's coming out already, and I didn't even get to read the first one. I don't know if this is going to be week by week by week or what, but I'm talking about Detective Comics issue 1048. By the time I'm recording this, 1047 just came out today, so I guess it's a weekly thing for this series. I'm not sure. I thought I had a month, just like everything else, but it is part of a 12-issue series that they're doing right now. It's called The Tower, so technically this is part 2 of that. This was on my list from last week as well, the 1047. So definitely, like I said, I don't read much Detective Comics, but I have been more interested in wanting to, and so I thought this would be a good way to jump into it with The Tower. So that's why I'm starting with 1047, and that's why this is on my list again. And I love this cover here. Let's see, Irvin Rodriguez. He's been killing it. And then Matthew Rosenberg and Mariko Tamaki are doing the writing for this. All right, let's go. Let's see. So that's my number 7 pick of the week. Batman Detective Comics issue number 1048. Jumping into my number 6 pick, I'm going with King of Spies issue number 2. I thought the first issue was really good. Definitely left me wanting to know a little bit more about what this is about, where this is going. Basically about this older guy who essentially has worked for a lot of different people throughout his life. And he's killed a lot of people, King of Spies as the title being what it is. But now he's kind of flipping the script. And as he's gotten older now and essentially retiring, he's planning to kind of go out with a bang and going after some of those who have wronged him. So I'll leave it at that. But I will say, one of the things that really stood out to me with this series to begin with is the fact that it is Mark Millar doing the writing and Matteo Scalera doing the artwork. So that team alone, I think, is worth checking this out as a series. Maybe it reads better as trade, who knows? But I definitely enjoyed issue number 1 and enough to want to keep going with this one. So that's going to be my number 6 pick of the week, King of Spies, issue number 2 by Image Comics. All right, going into my top 5 here. My number 5 pick is another issue 1 that I actually didn't see coming. It's called Rain, issue number 1. And it's another Image comic book. I'm definitely I'll say this. The cover right away is what really caught my attention. And then from there, looking at the creative team, I am all in on this. The writer, Joe Hill, who's done, what's the name of that? DC Black Label stuff, the Basket Full of Heads, that whole series, and a few other Black Label series that Joe Hill has done from the Hill House. So seeing him on this, along with David Boer, who I had the opportunity to interview back when Killer Queens issue 1 had first come out. A really great guy, and just love his writing. Really interested to see the two of them working together, and I'm just curious to see how that's going to come out. And then the other thing to kind of put the icing on top with this series is that Zoe Thorogood is going to be the artist, the interior, and what we're looking at here, the cover. And Zoe, I think it's just Zoe. I followed her over on Instagram. Her art that she puts out over there is fantastic. And I'm trying to think where else I've seen her work. I'm sure it's been like cover art and things like that as well. I'm not off the top of my head, I'm not sure where else I may have seen her work, but definitely that alone, I think this creative team just signed me up for this. I don't even know what it's about, other than the fact that it's called Rain, but I am all in on this, so I will definitely be checking out issue number 1. And it's probably going to be one of my top 3 buys of the week in terms of, physical books that I buy each week. So that's going to be my number 5 pick of the week, Rain, issue number 1. Going to number 4, I'm going with Batgirl's issue number 2. I really enjoyed this first issue. I'm in love with the creative team again. I mean, in general, to me, creative team's a really big deal. If I like the artist, if I like the writer, if they're teaming up and I just like what they do together, I'm all on board for that. So, of course, it's going to be Becky Cloonan and Michael Conrad working together here on the writing, and then Jorge Corona, which just absolutely love the guy's artwork as well. And I'm really looking forward to it. The first issue was a lot of fun. We got a little reveal at the end was it the end or the beginning? Kind of in the end and the beginning, I think, the way they told the story. But either way, I'm looking forward to kind of seeing where this goes from here with some of the Batgirls. So, and again, I'm certainly newer to these characters, and I think that's another reason why I'm just so intrigued and wanting to learn more, and just jumping into the modern stuff, the new stuff, I think is a good way for me to kind of do that. I think a lot of the writers have been doing a really good job of starting out these series where new readers can jump in and start reading and enjoying kind of where things are. So that is why it's my number 4 pick of the week, Batgirls issue number 2. All right, going into my number 3 pick of the week, I'm going with Dark Ages issue number 4. I feel like 3 came out so long ago. I'm trying to think of how we kind of left off or ended. But either way, it doesn't matter. Tom Taylor doing the writing here. I'm all in on that. Ivan Coelho, amazing. I just saw another cover that Coelho did for a different series. Man, I can't even think of the name of the series that I just saw. Something he did. But anyways, he's doing the interior and the cover here that we can see here. And the series itself has been absolutely phenomenal. I mean, truly an epic story. I've talked about issue 1 when it first came out, where it really gave you that vibe of like Endgame, where like the bad guys have essentially lost. Right, it takes place in a different universe, doesn't tie into a lot of the current things that are going on right now. So anybody really can kind of jump into this off the first issue and really enjoy it and just, you know, take it for what it is. I just know it's been a super epic journey so far, kind of like a movie, and a lot of fun. And obviously Tom Taylor signed me up all day for that. So that's going to be my number 3 pick of the week. Dark Ages issue number 4. Let me know in the comment section below if you guys are reading that. I'm very curious what your thoughts are on this series right now. But let's see. Going into number 2, I got to go with Department of Truth issue number 15. And as I was making this list, I realized somehow, some way, I don't think I read 14 yet. I know 13 had closed out a series and they kind of took a minor break. And then 14 came out and I just don't remember reading it. So, which is crazy because I love Department of Truth. I've really been enjoying it. And the way the last one ended, it was just nuts. And when I say the last one, I mean the last trade, which was like 8 through 13. So 14's been out, 15's out now. So I have a little bit of catching up to do with this series, but it definitely has been one of my favorites. James Tynion, Martin Simmons. Look at this cover. It's just, and look, I know Martin Simmons, his style is not for everybody. I've had this discussion with a lot of different people. Personally, I love his artwork. And I mean, definitely one of the standout artists of 2021 for me. And yeah, so if you guys are not reading this, I mean, certainly start from the beginning. I do think it's worth your time, though, to read that first trade and just see what it's all about. But I'll leave it at that. That's going to be my number 2 pick of the week, Department of Truth, issue number 15. Going into my final pick here, before I do, take a moment, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. And this Saturday, I am back with a new episode of Comic Collector Origins. I am going to be interviewing my good friend Ryan, aka Fire Guy Ryan, and I'm really excited to kind of do a deep dive on hearing a little bit more of his origin story, how he got into this hobby. If you guys are not familiar with the show that I do, it was every Saturday. I took a little break for the holiday season, but now that I'm back, this is my first show kicking off 2021, and I'm really looking forward to hanging out and talking with Ryan. And again, that show, Comic Collector Origins, it's all about the community. It's all about me just talking and hanging out with individuals who come on and share their history of how they got into comic books. We talk about comics. We talk about a bunch of other things as well. It's just a lot of fun. So if you're around this Saturday, 2 o'clock Eastern time on this channel right here that you're watching, hope to see you there in the chat or catch the replay. By the way, everybody in the premiere chat right now, I don't think I addressed you, but thank you so much, all of you, for hanging out with me on this Thursday afternoon, 12:30 Eastern is when these videos usually air, or premiere, I should say. So always appreciate all of you guys who are hanging out here in the premiere chat, and of course, those who are watching this at a later date. But with all that being said, I'm going to jump into the number 1 pick of the week, and if you haven't guessed it already, which we probably did, because I feel like it's very obvious, or I'm very predictable when it comes to Jeff Lemire, and anything that he puts out is like up there on the top of my list. But of course, I got to go with Robin and Batman. This is issue number 3 of 3 that's coming out. So it's wrapping up this mini series that Jeff Lemire has been putting together with, of course, my other favorite, Dustin Nguyen. This is, I've talked about this before, but these two are my favorite combo together when it comes to collaboration, when it comes to creative teams. They are, everything they did for Descender and Ascender just blew me away, and I've been a diehard fan ever since. So, you know, again, if you didn't know that, now you know. But I love these first 2 series, these first 2 issues, I should say. And I can already tell, even just by looking at this cover, Jeff Lemire, he's going to be tugging on the heartstrings once again. This is what he does. This is what he is a pro at, is making people like me all teary-eyed. So I am really looking forward to how this little miniseries ends. It is all about Robin. If you guys are wondering, like, it's called Robin and Batman. Notice Robin is first in the title, but it's all about Robin and kind of his relationships with Batman and Alfred, and just how he kind of got tied into where he's landed now as, you know, the partner in crime, or not in crime, but the Batman's partner, Robin. So It's really heartfelt from what I've been reading so far. A beautiful artwork inside, and just in general, Dick Grayson has become one of my favorite characters just over the past like 8 or 9 months since I've been reading Nightwing 78. So whenever Nightwing 78 came out, Dick Grayson's just been he's been a character that I've wanted to read more of, learn more about, and just collect more of all along the way, and just get a better understanding of the character as he was Robin and as he's become Nightwing. So I've kind of been all over the place in terms of reading more about him. But earlier 2021, I did a breakdown of Robin Year One with JP Collects and Kavi from Comic Books NYC. And that was just a lot of fun. And again, this series kind of reminds me of that in certain ways. There are definitely parts of that which I guess I should say it just it makes me think of it because of the fact that it's about Dick Grayson, that it shows more tie-in to the relationship. And again, this is a completely different take. This is like Lemire doing Lemire things with this, so it has nothing to do with Year One. But Year One, like obviously that was an origin type story for Robin, and that's what this is as well. So if you have any interest in that, or if you just appreciate great writing and great artwork, then I highly recommend checking this series out. Robin and Batman issue number 3 of 3. I'll tell you one thing. I will definitely be looking out for the hardcover when that comes out. Jason, if you're watching this, you already know, man, that's going on the list. Hardcover for this for sure. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. That's my list for today. Ending with Robin and Batman issue number 3 is my number 1 pick of the week for next week. Again, these are new comic book day books coming out next week, January 12th, 2022. I'm curious if you are going to be buying these. If you're reading any of these right now, did I inspire you to pick up or check out any of these? Let me know in the comment section below, and seriously consider giving this Lemire book a chance, because it's, to me, I personally think it's well worth your time, regardless if you're a DC fan or not, regardless if you're a Batman and Robin fan or not. I think it's worth your time. So with all that being said, I appreciate everybody who takes the time to watch these videos, everybody in the premiere chat right now. Shout out to you. Thanks again for taking that time. Hopefully I'll see you all Saturday, and take a moment, smash that like button on the way out. But until next time, I will talk to you later.